Up the monies. Past 300K. Nice. Not bad at all. Now, I remember Crystalline Passage being kind of rough, but it's been so long, it's hard for me to know how that's going to compare to where we're currently at with stuff. So I'm going to clear this area a bit more diligently than we did that plateau up there. Whoa. Wow, they wrecked me. Whatever that debuff is. Ouch. Do I have a game selected for next retro? Well, we have a document for people to suggest games. And it's going to depend entirely on whether or not I find my my NES Classic. Because my NES Classic, we are on the final boss of Final Fantasy 1, and I want to finish that. We've streamed it a couple times now, and we're on the final boss, and I want to finish that. But, you know, oh wow, that was way too easy. Nice. I really want to finish that before I start another game, but I can't find where I put my stupid classic at, and that has my save file, right? Like I could use an emulator or something to play it, but it doesn't have my save file, so we'd have to start all the way back at the beginning if we did that. So obviously I don't want to do that. And I built a RetroPie console for myself to play retro games on, and we used that to stream Super Mario World. I can't find that either. So what the crap? I took it all to somebody's house for a party, and now I can't find what I did with him. Darn it. So I'm hoping they're not lost forever, and if I find those, so I've basically got a week to find those, and if I find them, then I would love to finish Final Fantasy 1, finish Super Mario World, and then once those two are completed, we already have enough Retro Night footage. Just hitting buttons at this point. Now we don't teleport back in there. We have enough Retro Night footage that we could do a weekend marathon. Like I have over 48 hours. Once I finish those two games, that'll be over 48 hours of Retro Night footage. Yeah, maybe Sevidus sold them to fund the island. That could happen. I wouldn't put it past him. That guy would do anything to get to Mars. We are getting wrecked down here. Doesn't help that I'm panicking and pressing the wrong buttons. Like W, which gets rid of my weapon. Dudes are so strong, man. Wow. Okay. You know, and Super Mario World, I love that game so much. I wouldn't mind at all to just do it over again, to just start over. Because I love that game. Final Fantasy 1, I love that game too, but it was so grindy that it didn't make for great streaming. And honestly, I'm going to be very happy to be done with that so that we have it in the tank. It was just a lot of grinding, and not as fun as a stream game for me. And don't get me wrong, like I played the crap out of it as a kid. I love the game. But if I can't find that save file, I don't know that I'll ever go back to it for Retro Night, honestly. Wow. I was afraid of that combo. These dudes right here have that weakness that makes you weak to melee, and then these guys are melee. And I didn't say it out loud, but I thought to myself, man, I hope I don't run into those guys together because then I'm going to be wrecked. And yeah, they hit me with the debuff from off camera. Those guys rushed in, and I lost 420 gold. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay, then. All right. Okay, then. That happened. Oh, wait, actually. I think this will be closer, I think. I'm attempt to lure them away. Yes! That was freaking close. I have 1 HP. Whatever weakness that thing was or whatever, it was like poison. One heart hero right here. Woo! Cheers. Holy crap. Yeah. Salutations indeed. Like a ninja. That went well. That went as good as you could hope, really. I'm usually here for the Minecraft, but this is great. Well, that's what I like to hear. Yeah, and seriously, man, very much appreciate any or all's help with getting the word out about this stuff. It's a hard thing to do because, and I'm talking about doing these retro nights. I love them. I want them to be successful, and I want to keep doing them. And you know, I don't have as much of an audience for this yet, and that means we need to build it up, right? Like if you really like these events, I do this every Friday 6 p.m., right? And if this is your thing, if you're loving this, then help me grow it, right? Let's get more people in here. Tell your friends about it, you know? And especially when we plan our first marathon, like that's going to be huge. Oh, and hello to the future. Any of you who are actually watching a marathon right now, congrats, we did it. But as I'm recording this live, we haven't done it yet. And so I want to give everybody plenty of advance warning about it. And I would just want to, you know, pimp the crap out of it, right? Like I want that to, want to go ham on that. Let's res our dude. Good to see you. Not you. Afternoon. But yeah, Fridays with Retro Night, it's more important than ever to do things like tweet out the stream and bring a friend with you, that kind of stuff. Because man, I want, like, there already is a small retro community on Twitch, and it's mostly because of speedrunning. And that's great. But, you know, I feel like the amount of nerds out there that are like me that have major nostalgia for these games, you know, like we're underrepresented on Twitch. I think there's a lot more demand for it than what Twitch audiences would reflect, and I'd like to change that. I'd bring friends if I had any. Feels bad. Oh man. Well, hey, maybe you can make friends here or in our Twitch community app server. It's the worst. Freaking harpies. Ugh. It's brutal. Oh wait, hold on. Click frenzy in Cookie Clicker. Why did I start playing this again? It was a terrible idea. Yeah, second retro night was me. Oh, ha! I thought I paused it. Second retro night was me building a retro Pi. To use as a console for retro games. Did the whole. I unboxed all the parts. And we built it, configured it, set it all up on stream, and then played games on it. And I will definitely be including that in the when we do the marathon. And I don't know when I'll do it next, but I'm very interested in getting to some retro games that I never played. Right? Games that are nostalgia for others that I never experienced, you know? So far, just to kind of to kick off retro nights, right? I've been focusing on things that I know pretty well. It just kind of made sense to me to do that to get going. I started with the original Legend of Zelda, which I can beat blindfolded, not literally. That's an expression. I'm saying I'm very comfortable. I know right where the secrets are and blah blah blah. I am overburdened. Ooh, these guys, I remember them. But I really would like to start playing some retro games that I never played. And there's plenty of those, right? Like the ones that Dubstep suggested to me today. He pointed me to a collection on Steam of games that were from his childhood. I've never played them. It looks like the kind of thing that you would play in school. I don't know if that's what that was for him, but they were point and click adventure games. I've never played them. So I think that would be perfect. If it's a game, if it's a game that's going to cause a lot of you to be like, wow, I loved this game. I played this a ton. And then I get to experience it for the first time. I think everybody wins. Oh, Earthbound is a classic. Yeah. That's one of the most expensive retro carts to buy. Because it's so sought after. Good afternoon. But I've never played it. So yeah, it's a good one. Who here knows of Spy Fox, Freddy Fish, Putt Putt, Pajama Sam? I'm sure somebody does. You're speaking someone's language right now. I'm sure of it. I'm just an old man, so my childhood, like elementary school for me, was an Apple II and Oregon Trail and stuff like that. Wow. If only I was a different class. That I love these swords. These were always my favorite. And there were some text adventure games that I played on those computers in addition to Oregon Trail, but do do do. Do. Windows, please. Zork. Ah, the memories. I used to play a lot of MUDs back in the day. In fact, a guy that I went to high school with met the woman that he married. They met in a MUD. They would role play together on a particular MUD, and they ended up getting married. They can get eaten by grooves together. Yeah. Your favorite MUD that you play is still functioning? Wow, nice. I have no idea. Like, I don't even, like, I used to play them, but it's been so long, I don't even remember what any of them were called. I feel like I would remember the layout. Like, if I started playing it again, it would all come back to me, you know, but it's been too long. I remember, man, that MUD actually, because in the age of, wait, when did I hit? I don't recall hitting that. That was an accident. In the age of bulletin boards, right? Before you had emails, before email existed, there was this whole era where college people would use a bulletin board to send messages, a digital, you know, electronic, the BBS. And that was kind of the precursor to email. And I was younger than college during that time. So by the time I got older, you know, email was already common. But I was playing MUDs on dial-up, so before I had email, I was getting in-game messages in those MUDs. And then eventually I convinced my parents to, you know, sign up for a local ISP and all that sort of stuff back with the 14.4 modem and all that. Okay. Under the crystalline passage by the frozen river. So this is not where we need to go, right? At least not for that quest. I think maybe that's a different quest, or is it an optional area? I don't remember now. DC Denny has one that's still up and going too. Nice. That's amazing. And the first chat rooms, the first chat rooms that I got hooked on were AOL. But it didn't take me long to discover IRC and ditch AOL, because I always hated, I never liked AOL, but I immediately got hooked on the chat rooms. Like, connecting with people online, like, from the very beginning was instantly appealing to me. Hated AOL, hated the software, hated the guerrilla marketing, the aggressive marketing. I hated all that. But I would spend hours and hours and hours and hours in the chat rooms. So as soon as I learned about IRC and realized that I could use any ISP, I didn't have to have AOL, and I could connect to a lot more people and a lot more chat rooms, I was all over it. So it wasn't long before I was a regular in some active rooms and building a community and and it's been a while since I've been back now, but like I remember a good 10 years after I had last logged in to the one that I used to be on a lot, I logged back in and immediately found people that I used to talk to. They were like, "Oh my God, I haven't seen you in 10 years." I was like, "What's going on?" And so seriously, like I am quite positive that I'm old enough to remember Prodigy, absolutely. I am quite positive that everything that I was just describing, all of that interacting with people online and stuff, absolutely was the beginnings of me being here, being a Twitch streamer, without a doubt. Mingli, if you can hear me. Because my dashboard just says that I'm offline. Is the stream still good? Now it just came back up again. Twitch has been twitchy today. Are we good? Anybody having problems? The dashboard said offline, and then it came back. Oh, the stream already dropped once today before we started recording Retro Night. So now I'm all nervous. All right, good. Hopefully it stays good. Twitch, please. It's scaring me. But anyway, yeah, like seriously, like that's what it was for. Like as soon the moment that I first saw a web page, the moment that I first saw the concept of the internet, I was immediately hooked and immediately wanted to know how to participate and create. Like, I had a GeoCities account. Anyone? GeoCities? Ring bells. I had a GeoCities account and wow. And you could right click when you were making a web page with GeoCities. They had the WYSIWYG editor, right? The point and click type editor. But then you could also hit a button. This is just I need my follower. Ouch. So you could drag and drop to design a web page on GeoCities, but there was a button that would show you the actual code, right? And
Good evening.
and so the minute that I saw that, I immediately started learning. So I would go to the WYSIWYG, add something, flip over to the code, and see what changed. And I would do little tweaks and see how the code changed. And I taught myself HTML, from scratch like that. And it was no time flat before. So I had my first domain. Like I first saw a web page in 1993. I mean, they existed before that, but that was when I first got access to one. And then I had my own registered domain by 95. And was making my own webpage for it. And I ended up going to college, getting a computer degree, and working as a web developer for 10 years. And so, immediately I was passionate about the internet from the beginning, and not just the internet, but creating content for the internet. And I am positive that falling in love with those old school chat rooms years and years ago is exactly what led me down this. So now every time some new internet based thing, social thing has evolved, I've been immediately on it. When MySpace showed up, and then when Facebook showed up, and when Twitter showed up, and when YouTube showed up, and Twitch shows up, like all these things. Ustream, Justin TV, like all these things, man. I was an early adapter and user of every single one of them. And, podcasting became a thing. I was immediately a podcaster and so on and so forth. So it's just, and I can't even completely explain why I've always been so passionate about it, but it just speaks to me. It always has. And I can't imagine living a life without doing some sort of content creation for the internet. And 100%, that's what got me here. That was me being in an IRC chat room in 1993. That is what led. That was the beginning of the path that led here. And I've been taking steps down that road ever since. Wow. Oh, those guys were brutal. Ouch. ICQ? Anybody? I had a 5-digit ICQ ID, which there was a point in time when I was very, puffed up and pride about. I had a ICQ was the first software that I ever saw that had voice calling. Like you could actually make a digital voice call, a la Skype kind of thing, but we're talking on 56K modem dial-up in the 90s. Like that was freaking cutting edge, and it was terrible. Like the quality was beyond terrible. And it would always drop and whatever. Like you couldn't have real conversations really. But yeah, the first actual digital voice conversation that I ever had was with my father via ICQ in the 90s. he got real into ICQ too, as well, because he found that a lot of his old friends from high school and stuff were all using it, and so he started connecting with friends and chatting with on IRC, which I just loved because nice. This is where we needed to go. I loved it. My parents, actually, to their credit, my parents have always been a bit ahead of the curve technologically compared to a lot of other parents. And I think it's largely because of me, right? Because I'm always pushing the envelope, and I think it kind of drags them along with me. But yeah, yeah. I've told this story before too, but my mom used to steal my Game Boy, my original OG Game Boy. She fell in love with Tetris, and she'd take it out of my backpack and take it to work with her. And I'd come home from school, my batteries would be dead because she was playing Tetris all day. Well, this is the area where my build is, you know, not ideal. Because, you know, ice. But we get past this. And then I first got broadband in the days of this game. This game was the first game that I played over broadband internet. I played this on dial-up at first, and then I got broadband. And at the time, my two games at the time that this game was popular and new, it was Unreal Tournament, the original Unreal Tournament. I also played that a lot. One of these retro nights, I will be doing Unreal Tournament for sure. But it's a little more challenging because that game is harder to play these days because it does the whole thing where, like, the clock speed and stuff just isn't right on the newer machines. And there's a lot of these, like, kludgy forum posts and stuff about how to edit config files and things to try to get it to work right. You know, there's a lot of that. But I actually, because you can buy it in Steam, but if you buy it in Steam and just open it, it doesn't work great out of the box because it's so old. So by far the easiest way to stream it would be dual PC, two PC setup with an older computer, you know, and like a some sort of analog capture card. But I don't have all that, and I'm not gonna go that far to stream it, so I hope that I can get it to play good enough. Yeah, I might look into some sort of, you know, some sort of virtual box kind of solution or something to, if it performs well enough, you know, if I don't lose a lot of FPS, I might do something, some sort of shell. There's a few different solutions like that. But yes, flat cannon. High five for that. Someone in chat was talking about the flat cannon. The flat cannon in the original Unreal Tournament, hands down my favorite weapon in any FPS ever. Not that I've been a huge FPS guy my whole life or anything. Unreal, admittedly, was the only one that I spent massive time in. But I'm telling you, man, there was this period of time where I played Unreal Tournament crazy amounts of playing in that game. I was in a clan, and the thing is, and this is one of my, retro nostalgia regrets or whatever. I mean, regret's the wrong word because it's not like I had any choice about it. But esports wasn't a thing yet. There wasn't esports teams, and there wasn't like tournaments that you could go to and try your skill. Like that didn't come until later. And I hate the fact that I was never able to find out exactly how good I was, because all I knew is that I was better than everybody that I would get that I would fight on the public servers. So me and the couple of people that I rolled with, every time we would just hop from public server to public server, and we would dominate. Like every time we would like double, triple the frag scores of everyone else playing, and we didn't cheat. We absolutely did not aimbot or any of that sort of stuff, but we would constantly get accused of it because we were that good. You know what I mean? And like I'd have like 60 kills and the next one down would have like 15. We're just dominating. And I felt really good at the game. But the thing is, living in isolation, right? Without an actual esport system, I didn't have the opportunity to go to a tournament against other dedicated players and actually find out how I stacked up. You know what I mean? Could have been I was terrible. It could have been that if I had been alive, if I was college aged a decade later, and that, was Call of Duty instead of Unreal, it could be that I would go to that tournament and get absolutely trounced. You know what I mean? Or maybe I was the best on the planet. Who knows? Like I had no way to find out. Like all I knew is that I would dominate on these random servers I would go to. And we did a couple of like, skirmishes against other clans. Like we plan out, things, but esports hadn't really come around yet. And Quake pretty much started competitive esports, and Unreal was around at kind of the same time, but like I started playing Unreal because that's what my friends were playing, and then the esports scene ended up developing around Quake and not Unreal. And then by the time it had really come into its own and started getting going, I was graduating college and starting a family and like, not gaming much anymore. So I just missed it, right? Like I was just before that whole thing happened. And I'll never know, I'll never know if the Bacon of the past had the potential to be an esport god, or whether I was just actually terrible, but playing against terrible people. And the thing is today, I'm nothing. I have old man reflexes. I can physically feel the difference in my reaction times and stuff. When I play shooters today, it's one of the reasons I don't do it much, is because it's depressing. Because I literally can tell the difference in my Twitch reflexes and stuff, and it's not as good. I'm an old man now, and my brain doesn't work as fast. Those neurons don't fire as quickly, and I'm just not as good. And even if I played a lot, all the time, I don't think I would ever, have any shot at any sort of competitive level of skill. That's not to say I couldn't casually play and have fun or whatever, like, but because that's different. But You obviously don't have to be competitive in order to have fun with a game.
Salutations.
But I always wonder. You should go into coaching or training these youngins entering the world of esports. I could give them life advice maybe, but not really game advice. But that's definitely on my personal list for Retro Night. One of these days, I'm going to play the original Unreal Tournament. Cue the Rocky montage. Get some cyber implants and go to town. Lol. Da, 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 da. Wait, hold on. T-Pub says she tweeted pictures of making soup, but I'm not seeing them on my Twitter feed. I'll have to look. I'll have to look closer later. All right. You're younger than me. Fight me! I'm not sure that's how that works. Oh, man. We're getting wrecked by all these ice dudes. Predictable, though. I knew that would happen. But, you know, we're surviving. We're surviving. Oh, you didn't tweet them at me. Oh, okay. That's usually how that works. So that explains it. These dudes, man. Maybe I should be doing this. Wow. Or not. No, not if you're going to freeze me. Terrible idea. Terrible idea. And I forgot to rest my dude. Ouch. Man, and these are just the norms. I can't believe we managed to kill two of the champions. All right, res time. Rising Phoenix, howdy, how are you? How does respecking work in Diablo 2? There is a quest reward that is a respec, and you only do it once per act, or per difficulty level. Because it's a quest. You know, you only get that quest reward once. So you get one free respec per difficulty, and that's it. Respecking is one of those things that, you know, games later took to more. I think game developers ended up finding out that sort of thing was the thing that would keep people away from the game, and that they would do better with sales and retention if they let the players respec. That's my guess. And then you started seeing it all the time in modern games. Come on. If my follower would help at all. What on earth, man? I mean, they've been tanky, but not that tanky. Wow. Oh, you tagged me in one? Nice. That looks good. Man, I love a good cornbread with soup. Dude, there are few things on earth that are better than fresh cornbread with butter and honey and a homemade soup. 500 bits from H. Stimmer. Thank you. And you are the new bit boss. Wow. Well done. Alexa, can you rap?
Connect, sync, link all the pieces of your life. Get it done at the speed of Wi-Fi. I'm the player, the coach, the arena, and the game. If you want something done, you just gotta say my name.
I'll take that as a yes. We destroy these zombies. Like, I'm plowing through them like they're nothing. But all this frost stuff. But, you know, to be fair, that's just the build, right? So, like, the last act with Diablo, that was all fire. So if I was a fire sorceress, that one would have been really hard. That's what you get for specializing. They punish you for it. Alexa's mixtape is fire. I think so, man. Maybe she'll do another rap. Alexa, can you rap?
My name is Alexa and I'm here to say, I'm the baddest AI in the cloud today. Your responses are fast, but mine are faster. Sucker speech engines, they call me master.
There it is. That's the other rap. I've only heard her do those two. No! What? No, let's just... No. Holy crap. No, don't come over here. You're fine right there, guys. You're fine right there. You don't need to, it's fine. Ooh! Wow. That was a bit nuts. All right, I think it's time for a potion refresh here.
Good afternoon.
Burning through mana like nothing. Whole lot of nope, yep. But on the bright side, look how close we are to level 30. Like, we're really close. Yeah, they can be frozen, but you can tell that they're resistant. They get a little less frozen and move a little more in general than other monsters do. You can feel the difference when you're playing when something's resistant. Even when they can get completely frozen still, the duration of the freeze is always a lot shorter. Like those guys, we can freeze for a while. And there's also another part of it too, is that when they're frozen, there's some sort of crit kind of thing that happens when a mob is frozen. You can do higher damage, and there's this chance that they just shatter into pieces. And none of that happens if they're resistant to cold. Like that guy. Poison resistant, right? Grim Dawn? Doesn't ring a bell. I think the guy that we want is in the center of this area. But I'm just afraid of aggroing too many things. Lex, what's up, man? Are you in town? Talking about crushing blow. That sounds right. How's the con? Or has it even started? I don't know. I don't know what the schedule is. Oh, I never repopped my... Oh, yeah, I did. It just wasn't... It wasn't close enough. Okay. Just had dinner with Graf? Nice. Yeah, I definitely want to hang out while you're in town. Maybe Sunday is my lightest day. So I don't know. Or during the day, like, you know, tomorrow lunch. I could do lunch tomorrow, but then, you know, I stream in the evenings. So that makes it tough. But yeah, no, I know you and Trotter are both in town, and I would love to see you guys before I take off. Sakura Con is going on in Seattle. And I don't know the first thing about anime, so I'm not attending the con, but some friends are in town for it. Get wrecked, all you ice monsters. I'm supposed to be the only ice monster. Spinehorn the Unholy. Are you outside right now? Are you serious? I didn't mean to do that. Crap. I just meant to pop the armor. I haven't heard him at all. You see that? What on earth? Now I'm all out of mana potions. Hold on. I need to... We have looped way back around. Let's get a portal out here. Holy cow. We're gonna raid your stream, but there's a lock. Lol.
Good evening.
Oh man, how long we been live? 3:20. Cool. All right. Well, I'm overdue a bathroom break anyway. So, guys, I'm gonna go say hi to Lex and use the bathroom and such, and I'll leave Chair in charge. I think this time I saved and exited last time, and that reset all the mobs, so I don't want to do that. So, let's instead turn on some pretzel music. There we go. Nah, something better. Hold on. Tiasu, that's a good way to do it. Good, cool. All right, awesome. Quick bathroom break and chat with friends, and I'll be right back, guys. I hope you're enjoying Retro Night, and I plan on being here until we beat Bale. So hang around. I'll be right back. Chair, you're in charge. Alexa, tell me a joke.
Why did the pirate use a coupon to buy corn? He only had a buccaneer. How does Jack Frost get to work? By icicle.